Hello everyone, I'm King of Valence. Welcome to a Spore speedrun. This is creature stage done in 12 minutes on normal difficulty. This is the creature we'll be using in this speedrun. This early creature uses the jaw, the flagella, the cilia, the spike, and the jet cell parts. This also uses one set of legs. Removing one joint gives us arms and legs. This creature will be the only custom creature throughout this speedrun. All other encountered creatures will be the default Maxis creatures. As we start out creature stage, our goal is to ally the first two nests. This is actually the same for all difficulties. And if you notice, since this is an individual level, we don't have any consequence abilities from cell stage. That is because this is a creature stage individual level, and that was unlocked from a previous level, so that wouldn't be allowed to be carried over into the creature stage. So we will be doing this without any consequence traits from cell stage. This will be true for all other individual levels as well. So the jet part allows us to get sprint to get to the next nest. We only need the 2 nests to make it to level 2 in creature stage. This is much faster than hunting them down, especially since we don't have a pack yet. We want to do this as quickly as possible, and allying will always work because these creatures will always only have level 1 sing, so we can always match the Simon Says. And as we finish this one, we're going to make it to level 2. We're going to call a mate and do our instant mate trick by facing away and jumping after selecting the mate, which brings us into the editor instantly. We're going to throw away most of our cell pieces and move up into creature stage parts. We want level 2 fighting. We're going to go very aggressive for this stage. Level 2 bite, strike, charge, and spit. We also want the wings because that's going to allow us to do some of the major flying launches. So we get our pack, and we're going to move on and try to get enough kills to make it to the next level. So I'm trying to do a flying launch here. If you pause the game, select a creature, double tap pause, and then unpause, you will jump way over them. Not quite sure why that happens, but it's very nice and convenient. It gives us lots of height. So our goal here is to upgrade all of our current pieces. We have 5 level 2 pieces, including the mouth, the hands, the feet, the spit, weapon, and the wings. So we are going to pay close attention to the pieces we get from the alphas. So right here is an alpha. You see it's going to give us a new part. Right there, spit. So we got the upgraded spit. And we're just going to take this nest down. So wait for ourselves to heal, and we're going to continuously do this flying jump to give us some extra speed. And we're going to go around for creatures on our level, which are the 19 and 15 health creatures. That way we know they're on our level, and not too overpowered to kill us, and not too weak where it's not worth killing them, so we can get our DNA bonus and our point. So there we got property, that's the next feat we need. Since we have 5 parts we want to upgrade, we want to make sure we kill at least 5 alphas for the DNA bonus and for the part. So we got the level 3 strike, got the hands as well, and now we're just going to finish off this nest. Giving a quick look around to see if there's anything nearby, we're actually going to make our way back to our home nest. So this flying launch only works if you select other creatures. It doesn't work if you select something on the ground or other parts. And since I'm a carnivore, it works for dead creatures on the ground because we can eat them. So anything we can kind of interact in that way. It wouldn't work if I tried to launch off a fruit, for example. So here I wouldn't normally recommend killing babies because there were so little, but I'm trying to make sure I got enough kills for the extinction. If all the other creatures are dead, sometimes the baby can just die on its own, and I wouldn't get that 4th creature kill, so I wouldn't get the extinction bonus. That extinction bonus is very valuable to make it to the next part of creature stage. We want to make sure we hit that next marker, so we're going to find one more creature, go for alpha for those bonus points, and then that should be enough to bring us to the next section. If we have enough extra parts to exceed all the remaining upgrades, it will just give us more and more mouths until we have something else to upgrade. So there's no point in killing more and more alphas. Just make a neck back to the nest and upgrade all of our pieces we got. We got the upgraded hands, mouth, the feet, and the spit weapon. We don't need to upgrade the wings because the launch will work like all the time. You don't need to upgrade those. And it's too expensive, and we don't want those to be upgraded anyway when we get more parts. So I'm kind of sizing up the competition here. A 3 attack, which is pretty good. So I'm going to take advantage of weak fighting creatures and go in. Now we need 5 creatures for the kill, and we're also going to pay attention again to the alphas and the parts we get. We want to make sure we get now 4 upgradable parts. So right there we got the next level up mouth, so now we have 3 more to go. That was a non-alpha, so we'll get more as we kill more creatures. This is an alpha. Always want to target the alphas if we can. We charge them where they're charging, they get stunned. And now we upgraded the feet. So here's some Sing 2. These guys are much more aggressive, so I'm going to try to space these guys out so they don't attack us all at the same time, so we can get the 3-on-1s. And very conveniently, since we extinct this nest, we get a little healing station. So we can get some quick healing, send my creatures to charge, and before they unstun, I'm going to charge also to keep them stunned so that they don't fight back as long as possible. I'm noticing which one's an alpha, and I'm trying to space them out and get the good angle on them so I can keep them away from their friends. This got out super quickly with a 3-on-1, and then the alpha barely had time to come over, and now it's a 3-on-1 again. 3-on-1s against them is much better than a 3-on-1 against you. It's all about lining up those charge angles. The more aggressive creatures will give you a larger bonus for extincting them. You'll know that by them being aggressive. But they're easier to kill if they're not aggressive because they'll be weaker. I wasn't too worried about being low health because I was expecting the asteroid strike to come in pretty soon. So they're panicking and they won't attack me. So while I'm in the asteroid, I'm kind of scouting around and looking for as many creatures to attack as possible. I got hit by a stray asteroid. The asteroid debris. And since everyone's spread out, because everyone just scatters when the asteroid comes down. So this is a good time to find people by themselves, especially those aggressive ones. Then I can finish off these guys pretty easy. I'm pretty weak, but I'm not worried. I'm sure my friends can help me kill that guy in time. Those guys are a bit out of the way, so I was going to ignore them for now. I'm trying to make it to my next migration, so these guys are more in the current direction. Can't waste too much time going the wrong way. Even if it's for some good kills, I need to make sure I'm killing along the way to through my next migration. I'm kind of waiting for my friends here. They're not helping. I'm also scouting around. I see a rogue, very important. Rogues, if you can defeat them or ally them, that's worth 100 points. 100 DNA. Here again, I'm looking at, I only see 3 out of 5 complete, and I only see a normal creature and a baby, so I make sure I kill this baby to make sure I get everyone. Only getting 4 to 5 and not getting that extinction bonus can kill runs. So now we level up. I see the rogue, and I kind of mark where they are. The rogues, I'm not quite sure how the rogues work. I think there's like 3 or 4 rogues every time you play, but there are many locations where the rogues can spawn. And I kind of know, at least in this area, the general spots where they can spawn, so I kind of mark where it is, and I'll be able to go back to it. With that migration bonus, that should be enough to start the next migration sequence. It's a certain point on the progress bar. Once you exceed it, it will then set you to the next migration sequence. Here I'm going to asymmetrically get rid of 1 foot to put on Dance 2, and asymmetrically remove a hand to put on Pose 2. We're actually going to ally the rogue, and we're going to put on Charm 2. Even though all of our charms are all of our socialization is pretty low, it's all 2, since we have 3 other pack members, that actually all stacks together, so it's like we have 8 power for each of our socialization, and that will be a rogue every time, because they only go up to 5, because they're just by themselves. So I'm going to head back to where I expected the rogue to be, and see if I can get that 100-point bonus. I don't see it immediately, so I'm going to take advantage of these spider guys and kind of look around while I'm fighting. Try to find the road, so I don't waste too much time wandering around aimlessly. Thankfully, these guys were a lower level than us, but since they were aggressive before we started attacking them, they were already angry. They keep, like, their DNA bonus. They don't. If you fight someone who isn't aggressive and they're on a lower level than you, their DNA extinction bonus will be worth nothing. They won't be worth fighting them. So these guys are the same case. These guys were aggressive before, so they're still worth a lot of DNA once we're a higher level than them. I'm still looking out for that rogue, because I kind of have a general sense of where slawns could be. There could be one up here. There could be another rogue I didn't see. Maybe over on the left over there somewhere. That would be pretty good. So I didn't see the rogue yet. We're pretty close to the end. Since this is just an individual level, we don't have to end at the next migration. We have to end in a full game, so we have a coastline, tribe, and city. That's very important for a full game, but for just an individual level, we're going for completion. So I see the road, and I'm thinking, yeah, here's 100 points coming up. So they have Sing, and even our level 2 Sing is very outmatched. We outmatched them very well. We got Dance, easy, and we get that 100 bonus. Now I'm thinking we're almost done. All we do is maybe extinct one more nest, and then we're good for the stage. We don't even need that migration bonus. It'll be too long to walk there anyway. It'd be faster just to extinct this last creature, and then call it a day. Since we get 40 DNA for extincting this nest, I'm just going for the extinction as fast as we can to extinct these people. And I see my guys pretty low, but I wasn't worried because I knew the alien invasion was about to happen. So once again, I'm going for babies, and just going for the extinction bonus, and these still count towards the total. So now we're 6 out of 7. I see this guy's weak, and there we go, got the bonus. And that's creature stage on normal in 12 minutes. I'm King of Valence. Thanks so much for watching.